Make some noise for your host, Kid Copious.
What up, perps? It's your boy, Kid Copious, back in the bunker, Purple State Party, trying to represent something good, something wholesome, something down the middle, something that we can all live with, something we can all agree with. I think we can all agree my nails look nice. Big shout out to my daughter for doing that. Had a really bad day. Bad year, bad day. Man, it ain't easy being a kid. It ain't easy being my real self. So anyhow, I guess just start off with what most of the week has been about. You know, illegal ballots, all of this crap. I mean, honestly, I think we would have been having these stories no matter who was so-called declared the winner. You know, the media has this way of spinning stories and influencing public views on things. And I think one of the things that's really been lost is this whole strictly mail-in, computerized machines. I don't think it works, man. I think the old punch ballot, you punch the ballot, you put it in a box, they count it. I don't know. It works well in schools. So I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this. I don't like the fact that there's reports of certain sides being shut out. I don't like that. It seems like people are possibly monkeying around with it. You know, this one kind of sums it up. Bronco again, commander and thief. So I can't. It's you know, this isn't like the Trump derangement syndrome that people have. You know, Trump was an unknown. Maybe you ended up liking him. Maybe you ended up hating him. Maybe you could never let go of your past hatred of him or your past admiration of him, either or. I, for one, wasn't impressed with him. I didn't vote for him the first time. I voted for him the second time. But Biden, man, you know, we have 47 years on record of his uselessness. You know, he's backtracked on just about everything he's ever done. He's, you know, thinks that he's going to unite people, but he's a horrible choice. He's just a horrible choice, man. He's a career politician who's just so up to his eyebrows, you know, in dirt. I mean, you know, everybody calls him Creepy Joe or Sleepy Joe or Basement Joe or whatever. But, I mean, the guy's an earthworm. That's what he is. You know, he's an earthworm. He's so covered in dirt. And then he picks a token candidate to be his VP, not somebody who had captured the public, the public's attention through a good way. I mean, this is a woman who had to drop out of the presidential race. There were other women. You know, there was Mayor Pete. We could have been having, you know, our a gay vice president. We could have had a woman vice president. There were other women that were equally good. Klobuchar and now I'm forgetting the other one. I can't remember her name now. Man, it's just been one of those days. Your boy's a little shaky right now. Super ripped on some cranberry edibles, pomegranate edibles. Excuse me. But you know, this all came about, I think, ultimately, because of the COVID. That's what led to the post stuff. You know, I don't think the post office was secure. You know, the post and these research groups are coming up saying it was the most secure in U.S. history. And, you know, for me, I generally think that what the media is saying, it's the opposite, you know? And so if it was the most secure and the media is hyping this point that it was the most secure, that kind of tells me that it was probably the least secure, you know? I mean, I don't see how they could say that. I really just don't see how they could say that at all. You know, but it was, like I said, but it was all brought on by COVID. And, you know, today I was reading about Erykah Badu. She had a negative in one nostril and a positive in the other nostril. And our testing is not spot on, and we're basing a lot of decisions on cases. And you've seen the pictures, I'm sure, in your local area of these giant lines of people getting COVID tests. And if they get a positive result, I don't know what's being done with the retesting, the false positives, how that's factoring into numbers. They're just reporting hundreds of thousands of cases every day because people are getting tested, and these tests are obviously suspect. Badu is one celebrity. Elon Musk, right there, he had 2 tests that were negative, 2 tests that were positive. I mean, that kind of illustrates what's going on here. We've got this idiotic voting by mail scheme because of COVID, and neither one of them are accurate. We have no freaking clue to what's going on right now. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think Trump's going to ultimately win it, but I do know that if he doesn't get the re-election, then it's based on this COVID mail-in crap, and they're forever going to be linked. I mean, hey, Trump had a 55%. I'm doing better than I was 4 years ago from 4 years ago from American citizens. 55%. That beat all the previous presidents up to going back as far as Reagan. And so we get this bullshit COVID that is, it's being detected when it isn't really there. People are being tested that are asymptomatic, and we're running in this panic. And we have more evidence coming out now that one of the reasons why it kills people is these people have these like antibodies in their system from pre-existing conditions. I also believe that a lot of people who supposedly die without pre-existing conditions may have had pre-conditions but they were just never disclosed. They were never found. Now we have this talk of this vaccine, and of course that's being politicized, which is just ridiculous to me, And we're basing these decisions on this faulty science. That's what we're really doing. You're talking to people, you're taking advice from people whose concern is the spread of a disease. Those are the epidemiologists, or however you pronounce that, epidemiologists. And they're worried about the spread, whereas the clinical physicians are saying, look, for most people, it's no big deal, 99.9% survivable. But then our decisions are stupid. Look at this right here. I mean, they're outside in a tent. Look, if you are at risk, or if you're worried, then don't go. If you don't want to work, don't. I'm not trying to say that everybody needs to carry on as if nothing's wrong. I'm saying, assess yourself, because this is stupid. This is literally stupid. And I'm seeing that for myself, not just here on good old Instagram. I'm seeing it live and in person. And they're putting this vaccine out there like this is going to be the end of it. But part of the problem, from what I've heard, they've done a test. It seems like it's pretty efficient and it works, but it makes you sick. It gives you basically flu-like symptoms. From the way I've heard it described, it's flu-like without the vomiting, And you got to do 2 doses, and you got to do them 4 weeks apart. So you're going to be sick twice. Missing work. For something that is not necessarily life-threatening. I understand, like, if you're worried about it, figure out if there's any undisclosed pre-existing conditions. Go, get a physical, get blood work done, do all of that. I'm supposed to do it, but I haven't yet, because that's just how I am. I'm like a lot of other people, but do as I say, not as I do, I guess. And so this vaccine's already putting people off. So one of the things that I heard, and I think it's probably going to happen, if not now, but if Biden really does end up being the declared winner, when everything's been counted, they're going to force the vaccine on people. The way they're going to do that is by exempting insurance companies. So if you don't get a test or you don't get the vaccine, if you don't get the vaccine, then the insurance companies don't have to pay for your hospitalization and some of those things. That's the plan. And that's what's more than likely going to happen. Because insurance companies got deep pockets. And we know politicians, they listen to special interest groups. The more money you have, the more they listen. So, be forewarned on that. I don't think that's, I would say give it about a 90% chance that they're going to figure out this way of forcing it on us, So, having mentioned, I'm not going to say Trump won. I'm not even going to say Biden won right now. I'm just going to say we really don't know. I know where it's leaning. And it seems like the Biden supporters, the lefties, I shouldn't say that because lefties are people who are not right-handed. I mean that sincerely because leftists, let's call them leftists, because that's really what they are. Trying to pretend that we're going to have unity and we're on the same, no. We're not. You guys demonized white people, man. You demonized us. You make it out like just by the color of my skin, I have to be a part of this racism. You say that I'm part of the institutionalized racism, but then you vote for a guy who's been in government almost as long as I've been alive. He is the institutional racist. After 4 years of claiming we had a racist president, we may actually have one. But we're on the same team now, crap? No. Not even in the least bit. Let's see what you do. Let's see if you accomplish something. Let's see if you put into play your stupid ideas or your good ideas. Let's see if you do something other than pulling down what Trump did. That's what I want to see. You want me to unify, then show me something. Because just because you won and you suddenly want us to be on the same team, no, bullshit. Not going to happen. A time to heal. Like it said, the time to heal was after the 2016 election. But you didn't want to hear it then. You bitched and complained and ran all this bullshit about Russia rigging the election and calling us Nazis. It's a load of shit, man. That's a load of shit. I'm purple state, man. It's fucking bullshit. Because when it comes to the rights of individuals, minorities, orientation groups, all of that, I ain't no racist, man. Not. Look, I don't care. I don't care about any label, man. I don't care about black, gay, none of that, man. Everybody's just human to me. I'm sorry, but you fucking call me a Nazi. You create classes that that say that I'm part of the systemic problem. But then you vote for Biden, an old, rich, white guy, a dirty-ass politician who literally said that segregation would turn schools into urban jungles. Whatever, bro. It's your move. You want to make things right. Your side wants to make things right. Then let's see what you bring to the table. Because you start opening up borders and letting criminals out of jail and giving checks to illegal aliens. Punish China. Make America great. Put us first. I mean, one of the first things that I've heard out of the leftist mouths is that they're going to reinstate all the work visas. So Americans can get cut out of jobs. Yeah. How in the hell is that going to unify anything? Look at this. Even the media is like that now, man. Where they want us to unite so that we could come back. They want us as viewers again. Bullshit. You want to start telling the truth? You want to start putting stuff like Hunter Biden's laptop and that whole story? Biden getting money from China? Biden's brother getting housing contracts to build houses in Iraq. You know how farcical that is? That was a fucking plot line on Arrested Development. And apparently it actually happened. No. You read this post right here. They thought they were going to lose, so they geared up for riots. Businesses boarded up in fear. Trump, fearing a loss, geared up to fight in court. That's the truth. We're not trying to tear down countries cities and people's businesses. You're out there professing that Black Lives Matter, and people in your name are burning down black businesses, terrorizing people who may or may not have had anything to do with it, people who may have shared your beliefs. You want to act like you did in Portland and all around the United States, trying to kill police officers, and then when your side wins, you're like, oh, let's unite. Oh, bullshit, man. Bullshit. Bring me some heads. Bring me some heads of Antifa, and then we can talk about unity. Politicians, the media. Bring me some heads. Bring me some hope. Don't just sit there, because I know what you guys are going to do, man. All you're going to do is for 4 years, you're going to try to F over Trump. You're going to try to F over the next Republican candidate, and you're going to undo Trump's work. And your side is going to clap their hands merrily as we burn. At least Nero knew how to play the fiddle. Y'all don't know how to do anything except burn down buildings and yell and scream and cry and be babies. And you're already turning on yourselves. So you're a bunch of little brats. If you don't get it exactly your way, you throw a temper tantrum. Literally, you throw a freaking temper tantrum. And now you want unity. You want to call us what you called us. Make us feel the way we felt. Ha. Man, y'all put up lame candidates again. Last time you put up a lame Hillary and she lost. This year you got ballots to be mailed in. So the lazy asses who had no enthusiasm for Creepy Joe and the Token would vote. They didn't have to actually do anything this time. Literally just fill it out and mail it. Too lazy, man. Too lazy. And you damn well know that if it was a regular election like in 2016, Biden would have been smoked. Much like this blunt that I had earlier tonight. So that brings me to picture 98. My numbering system. When I hit the 90s, those are my favorites. I only got 2 this week because this week it's just been like, man, I've kind of had to go on a little bit of a blackout. But I love this one. Trump loves minors. Biden loves minors. Yeah. I don't really understand, like, how people found that endearing and not creepy. But, Orange Man bad, right? Yeah. You might regret that. Years later, you're going to look back and go, what the fuck were we thinking? But whatever. But this is my favorite one. Liberalism is like a nude beach. It sounds good until you get there. That's from Dennis Miller. I miss him a lot. I used to watch his show all the time. I was, kind of down the middle kind of guy, I guess, at the time. I don't know. Back then, we were all kind of middle of the road. A lot of us were, But you broke it. You wanted to break it into camps, man. You just kept ramping up your demands, your craziness. Open borders? Man, you guys are fucking stupid. But you know what? In conclusion, if you want unity, you got to bring something to the table in terms of running this government. Run it better than places like California. Don't F with people's money. And bring some heads of people like Antifa. Let's see what you do. And as far as the media goes, why don't you try to bring us the truth? Why don't you just expose what the frick we supposedly just elected as president? Because the dirt's there. Biden's family. Boom. That's hours of programming. Kamala Harris sleeps her way into politics, turns her back on the guy she slept with. What's his name? Willie Brown. Obnoxious. More than likely high on weed or prescription medication and a lot of white wine, I'm guessing. Talking to us like we're children. Man, you let that beast out of the cage, there ain't going to be no unity, man. I'm afraid, going to be probably the opposite of unity. Because ain't nobody want that, man. Democrats, man. They reach for a token and they grab the smelliest one they could find. Probably because all the other ones had more obvious dirt. But media, do your jobs, man. Just do your fucking jobs. Who cares? Some weeks you piss off the right, some weeks you piss off the left. But then everybody can at least watch if you're fair, not fair and balanced. Really fair and balanced. So again, you want unity? Your move. You need to show us why we want to bring you back into our fold, which is America. Copious out. Whatever happens, stay strong.